what's in a name? A lot of you might be wondering where our name, 1.5 Celsius, comes from. Since we are a channel focused on spreading climate change awareness, we chose this name with the very hope that people would ask what it's about. Our name stems from a suggested limit on an increase of human-caused global temperatures outlined in the Paris Agreement. The agreement aims to limit global warming to well under 2 degrees Celsius. According to ec.europa.eu, the overall goal is to actually limit it to 1.5 degrees Celsius, drastically reducing the dangerous effects and impacts of climate change.
So, that begs the question, if we want to really keep it under 2 degrees, but we're aiming for 1.5 degrees, what are the differences between those two temperatures?
Well, not as much as we previously thought.
So, with the new tipping point or goal being placed at 1.5 degrees rather than 2 degrees, what exactly does that mean?
I'm glad you asked. Let's dive in a bit more. According to Reuters, the world has already warmed to around 1.1 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. Each of the last 4 decades was hotter than any decade on record since 1850.
But what does warming even do? I love warm weather. So why is this a bad thing?
Well, the warmer the atmosphere, the more moisture it can hold on to. This results in more extreme weather patterns such as rain and flooding. Additionally, a warmer climate also leads to more evaporation, which leads to more droughts, so overall things get more extreme on both sides of the spectrum. This is especially true for oceans and frozen areas of the Earth. Maintaining warming levels to 1.5 degrees Celsius gives us hope for preventing the melting of ice sheets in places like Greenland. Preventing this translates to avoiding the rising of the sea level, which would wreak havoc on coastal communities and reshape our world as we know it.
Basically what you're saying is, if we maintain global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, we stand a chance.
Exactly. There is still a bit of hope.
But wait. The agreement also mentions 2 degrees Celsius, and you said there's not that much of a difference between the 2 degrees and 1.5 degrees, so what happens if we go past 2 degrees?
Great question. According to scientists, if we go past 2 degrees Celsius of warming, ice sheets could totally collapse and cause the sea level to rise by 30 feet, or 10 meters. This would be absolutely catastrophic to coastal communities, effectively wiping them off the map.
So, you're telling me I can buy land inland, and I might end up with waterfront property someday. I hate to break it to you, but this still isn't sounding so bad to me.
Look, there are opportunities in everything I suppose, but I want to caution you, life gets worse for pretty much everyone globally with climate change. Even if we go to 1.5 degrees Celsius, things still look bleak. It would destroy a minimum of 70% of coral reefs, and at 2 degrees basically all of them would get destroyed, 99% at least. This destroys fish habitats, but it's not only your favorite clownfish from the movies losing his home, it's also the fish populations that rely on the coral reefs for food. Ultimately this affects the food chain, which we humans are a part of, both in the sea and on land.
Wait. No more sashimi?
Well, that's not the best choice to be making food-wise, but more on that in another video. Not only will you not be able to enjoy your favorite sashimi so easily, but think about crop shortages. The rice and veggies that go along with your sushi will also be an issue.
Wow, I had no idea. So basically, what I gain in property value from getting a new waterfront property, I'll probably pay for in rising food costs.
Precisely. That's being optimistic. I mean, the availability might not even be there regardless of what you can afford. Even though you can find a silver lining in almost anything, things just get a whole lot more miserable for everyone, wildlife and humans included, with global warming. Unfortunately, we're not even on track to maintain warming to 2 degrees. Right now, we're closer to 3 degrees, but there have been a few plans proposed at recent climate summits that could still get us on track to limit warming to slightly below 2 degrees. Time will tell whether our governments are able to ultimately place these plans into effect successfully.
Wow, that's a lot behind one name. I feel like I learned a ton. I really didn't understand the gravity behind climate change before. Thanks.
Absolutely. I am happy to share the meaning behind our name with you and hope you will make tiny changes in your life to reduce your emissions. This is certainly helpful, but the real influence honestly needs to come from governments, Anything you can do to influence your decision makers could be able to help save the planet. If you want to keep learning more about climate change and its effects, don't forget to subscribe to our channel or visit our website at www.1.5celsius.com.